Don't pay attention to my outfit right now. I'm still in the pyjama mode because it's still really early. I woke up, 20 minutes ago. But it's stuck in my head. I want to tell this story as an introduction, so I needed to do it. So, many of us are familiar with the old tale story about Adam and Eve. They were the first human created by God, and they were living blissfully in the Garden of Eden. The story unfolds with their fateful encounter with the cunning serpent, and then succumbing to the temptation to the forbidden fruit. But I recently heard a deeper meaning of this story that I heard recently. Yeah, this is what I just said. And I wanted to share this version with you because I think it's a perfect fit for this video, for the topic of this video, and it's perfect introduction. So let me tell you again the story of Adam and Eve, and then this will introduce us to our topic of today. I don't think I will do a lot of montage for this video because I want to edit 2 videos, so please close your eyes and imagine. God created the Garden of Eden as an idyllic place, a terrestrial paradise where nature thrives, animals coexist peacefully, and all trees are abundant with fruits. One animal was missing though, the humans. So he created Adam, and then from Adam, he created Eve. Then he decided to place them in the Garden of Eden, where they could find harmony and peace, and where Adam and Eve were living the life, bro. They were living their best life. Everything was abundant, full of life, full of food, full of happiness. It was amazing for them. And God told them, "You are free to eat from any tree of the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge, from good and evil. From when you eat from it, you will certainly die." God explicitly warned Adam about the consequences of eating from the tree of good and evil. It was really clear from the beginning. The instructions were clear that they were free to enjoy the abundance of the garden, except for partaking in the forbidden fruit, as it would lead to dire consequences, including death. It was really clear for them, so they just enjoyed the abundance of the garden. They were living their best life. They were enjoying peacefully with the other animals. They were just eating and running and happy, you know. But then, one day, the serpent was more cunning than any of the wild animals that God created. And one day, this serpent said to Eve, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree of the garden?" And the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the tree in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat from the tree in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die." "You will not certainly die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The serpent cunningly questions God's commands and then contradicts it, suggesting that eating from the forbidden fruit will not lead to death, but instead will result to a grand knowledge, making them like God. So what happened next? Oh, you guessed it. Adam and Eve were still enjoying the abundance of the garden. And I mean, they were still in the garden, but they were just focused in this forbidden fruit, in this temptation, in this fruit that will make them like God. They were obsessing with this tree in the middle of the garden, the tree that they couldn't touch, or they could face death. They most likely will face the knowledge and the power of God, the power of knowing what's good and what's evil. And the more they were thinking about it, the more they were just focused on what they couldn't have, what they couldn't have access to. And instead of enjoying what they already had, instead of enjoying the good abundance, they start looking at what they were lacking of. They start looking at what was missing. And they start thinking more and more about it. So the rest, you may already know the story. This deceptive conversation with the serpent ultimately leads to Eve eating the forbidden fruit, and she in turn gives it to Adam, leading to the consequences described in the biblical book. So just for you to know, the consequences are that now they can see that they are naked, and they are not supposed to see that they are naked. Now the women are supposed to have pain when they push the baby. I don't know what was the and men are supposed to work hard for a small amount of result, and women are supposed to depend on men for this result. And of course, they were excluded from the Garden of Eden. And this will help us to go into our part 1, where attention goes, energy flows. I'm back, and this time I'm dressed. Part 1, where attention goes, energy flows. You probably heard already this sentence, this famous citation, where attention goes, energy flows. But what does this mean? The way I see it, and I want you to picture this, is that everything around us, from the tiniest atom to the biggest mountain, is made up of energy. And yes, that includes you and me. And you know, when you meet someone, you have a vibe about the person. This vibe is the energy that the person has, you know, and your vibe gives your frequency. So just like a radio station, you are emitting your own frequency, and your frequency is unique to you. Everyone here is sending their own vibe, their own frequency to the world. And to create your frequency, to create your vibe, this takes into account your thought and your focus. So when you direct your thought, your focus, your attention to what's wrong, what you lack, or the negativity in your life, that's become your frequency. Because your vibe, your frequency, reflects what you think, what you are focusing on. And when you focus on what's wrong, what is lack and everything, it's like tuning into a radio of, despair, bad vibe, or negativity, you know? And here's a twist. You start attracting more on what you are tuned into. And this is the law of attraction in action. Because where attention goes, energy flows. When I move my earrings, you can hear it on the mic. I have to be careful. I have to move like this. Okay. So now let's go back to the Adam and Eve story, just as an example again. Because on their story, their focus on the forbidden fruit shifted their energy. Indeed, in the beginning, Adam and Eve had everything in the abundant Garden of Eden. They were really living their best life. Everything was there in abundance, and they were just paying attention to what they had. And they were just happy and just living the life, you know. But then their focus shifted to what they couldn't have. The one thing they were denied, the forbidden fruit of knowledge. And the shift of attention marked the beginning of the discontent. The more they were fixated on what they couldn't have, the more they felt a sense of lack, a fear of missing out, and a frustration. And then, of course, we know the story. They ate the fruit, and then everything went bad. So for me, the lesson is clear here. When we focus on what is lacking or on what we don't have, then our energy becomes entangled into this negativity. And our life also. And, the story of Adam and Eve can also apply to us in a sense of when we concentrate on what's wrong, what needs improvements, what we should have done or what we should have said or what we lack. We are just channeling the energy of negativity. But yeah, we dwell into those type of energy because this is where our focus is. But don't get me wrong, it's essential to acknowledge your challenges and areas for growth. And here I'm not suggesting to neglect those concerns. However, we want to avoid getting trapped into the cycle of unhealthy obsession about what is lacking, what we have done wrong, etc. So in a daily life, instead of getting consumed by thoughts like, yeah, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that, redirect your focus to what you have, what you are grateful for, but with sincere emotions. If you are fakely grateful, if you do it just because you have to, then it's not sincere. It has to come from a place of sincerity and just feel really grateful for what you have already, and then you will be able to attract more of this and also start going more into the positivity that you are looking for, because gratitude, it's a magnetic force, and this attracts positivity and abundance, good abundance into your life. The more grateful you are, the more of those positive aspects you attract into your life. In any case, I hope you know that you are abundant. Your energy responds accordingly to your focus. Where attention goes, energy flows. So if you decided to radiate abundance to positive energy, then it will return it in a nice way. So this sets the stage for the part number 2. Part 2. You are full of abundance, but redirect it wisely. So now we have explored the concept of where attention goes, energy flows. So now let's dive into the art of redirecting your abundance wisely. Because yes, the way I see it is that we are abundant. Everybody is abundant. Because abundance, fundamentally, it's the ability of receiving. It's just a state of being. You are abundant. And as an outcome, you can have wealth, relationship, energy, money. These are just manifestations of your own abundance. And consider this. Everyone is inherently abundant, but the form of it will depend on your own choices. Whether it's an abundance of pain, whether it's an abundance of happiness. The choice is yours. As I mentioned earlier, you're like a radio, you emit frequency. But you can choose what your frequency is, because you possess the power to choose your channel for your abundance. And everything that exists in this planet, in this plan, was one day in someone's mind. And this underscores the importance of your most precious resource, time. How you spend your time will determine the abundance you attract. So choose wisely when and where you spend your time. You heard also you reap what you sow. And based on this citation, I see the life becomes a reflection of what we saw before. And for me, abundance is a result of your passion for life. It goes with your desire, with your thought, and with your authentic self. Because I do think that abundance is intrinsically linked to all this. And in challenging situations, you have to deliberately choose to shift into the positive aspect of what is happening. Control your attention and put it where it serves you the best. And remember that abundance, it's always within you. Huh? We all have it, but it's really depend on you on where you want to put it. Abundance for happiness or abundance for sadness. So we talked about your focus, where attention goes, energy flows, and we also talked about the fact that you are abundant. So you have to choose where you put your abundance. Now I want to introduce us to our last part, the part 3, the famous you become who you surround yourself with. In this last part, I want to mention your environment, specifically your social environment. As I said, you are a radio station and you are emitting frequency. And you can be Chanel or channel anyone that has the same frequency as you. But you should choose wisely, because this will have an impact on you. So sentence "you become who you surround yourself with" reflects the idea that the people you spend the most time with will have an impact and an influence on your belief, on your values, and on your way to be. That means that they can also shape your identity if you don't pay attention to it. They can influence your behavior. So if you stay with people that has a positive mindset in general, that has a good vibe, that just, feel good, feels alive, then you will also start being a bit more like this. But in contrary, if you stay with people who always see the cup half empty and always has something to criticize, then you will also be more like this. They also have an impact on your values and your belief. I see it myself with how I was thinking when I was single. I was single for a long time. And then I met the love of my life. And I saw how my value changed and evolved, and how he had an impact on my way to think. I'm giving this example because the closest a person is, the more influence this person will have. They can also have an impact on your motivation and your ambition, your well-being also, and your personal growth, of course. If you stay with people that are also learning, growing, and try to get better every day, this will have an impact also on your own. At the end of the day, people are people, Everybody is just humans, and we all have our own struggle in life, and not everybody will be perfect, not everybody will go with your own visions, but you are still the one who has control of what you think, what you believe on, etc., But people can have an influence. That doesn't mean that you have to cut them all off. You don't have to cut everybody and isolate yourself crazy. But you can just know where things are similar and where you don't get inspired by those people. But if you notice that some behavior, some values are really in the opposite of you, you can also choose to change your frequency, change and improve your frequency, or you can also just let it be, and you will see with time. Ultimately, just be mindful of the people you surround yourself with, because then you know that they could have an impact on your belief, on your values, on your well-being, etc. This can be for you a conscious step to create really a positive environment for yourself, an environment of growth, to become a better person. Okay, I hope I was clear for this video. I'm so sorry because I'm sick and I feel tired. I hope you didn't feel it that much during the video, but I still wanted to share because I think this is an important topic. The fact that you have to be aware of your thought, your energy, what you share with the world, with your vibe, with your frequency, etc. You have to be aware that you are abundant. You are abundant, really. You can attract everything, but you have to choose where you put your abundance. So I choose the abundance of happiness. Of course, not every day is happy and not every day is perfect, but I mostly try to do my best every time. And specifically the social environment, I'm trying to be mindful with the connection that I'm making and the people I surround myself with, because I know that this can impact me a lot, so that's it. Well, I hope you like the video. I'm sorry for my voice. I am sick because my boyfriend gave it to me and now I cannot record. I don't have the energy as usual, so I hope that you still get inspired, but I will come back. I will come back in shape. I will come back strong. No worries. Just stay tuned. I'm posting every Sunday. At least I'm trying. I forgot to say, please like, subscribe, etc. You know the deal. If you like the video, just feel free to put a like, to put a comment. And please come back next week.